Welcome to Manifest, hosted by international evangelist, teacher, and author Perry Stone. Enjoy unique insight into prophetic and practical truth. It's time to feast on fresh manna, so get ready to be blessed and encouraged. And now, here is your host and teacher, Perry Stone.
I want to welcome you to a very special Manifest telecast. Most of you know that we have been airing new programs from Israel. We will continue to do that. However, we're going to interrupt 2 weeks for something very, very special. I always try to bring an American update to those of you in North America. And those of you that watch us outside the United States, you're going to be interested in this as well. And I felt like this was the time, the circumstances worked it out. And we have our mentoring class on Thursdays normally. So all the mentees are in the back here. They're sitting around. And so we're going to be sharing with you a word, demonic strategies that we are up against. Demonic strategies that we are up against. Now I'm going to go to the book of Ephesians and read a very well-known passage of Scripture from Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12 in just a moment. In fact, let me read that now. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, of this age, against spiritual wickedness in heavenly places. The Apostle Paul wrote this in the time of the Roman Empire, and he wrote to a city which was called the city of Ephesus. It was a port city. It was one of the top 3 cities in the ancient Roman Empire. But one of the things you have to understand about Christianity came against the culture of that day. The culture of that day was very tolerant, very liberal. The culture of that day permitted idolatry. As a matter of fact, if you want to know the one word that sums up the Roman Empire, it would be the word tolerance. They were tolerant of everybody except Christians. And let me explain to you why they didn't like Christians in the Roman Empire. They didn't like Christians because Christianity taught that you don't worship the emperor as God, and the emperors wanted to be worshiped as God. Number 2, another thing that the Christians I guess you could say, is when they would begin to preach the gospel and win people to Jesus Christ, they would then do away with idolatry. They would teach against idolatry. So what happened was all of the temples in the great cities like Ephesus and Smyrna, Philadelphia, any of those idolatrous temples started losing business. In other words, the people were not going into the temple laying their offerings down before the idol. And the second thing is the people making idols, and you can see this in the book of Acts at Ephesus, where when the people started converting and turning in their occult books and burning their idols, the people making the idols, the silversmiths, lost their jobs and started losing income, and they went to attack the apostles because of a lack of income. So the temples and the idol makers were losing finances and losing income because of Christianity. And so it's very interesting because we kind of see a little bit of a parallel of that going on today. Another thing